as your secretary, Helene Budlinger, and I must acknowledge today, with a counselor as persuasive as Nick Gugger, who's in a way also an ambassador of Switzerland and India, there was no way this agreement could not have happened. And I believe a new era of partnership, of friendship, of togetherness between the four EFTA nations led by Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland with India is going to begin in October, when the TIPA, of course, it is officially called a Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. But as I said in the morning to our friends, the business friends from Switzerland, I look upon this as a trust and efficiency partnership agreement, because it defines the trust that you have in India and we have in the abilities, in the efficiencies, in the power of innovation, in your engineering skills, in your ability to think big. I have studied the journey of Switzerland over the last several decades, the journey to become one of the richest countries in the world, a country with a per capita income of over 100,000 US dollars, an enviable story, but inspirational. And we draw a lot of inspiration from your journey. We believe that it is a very natural partnership because we don't compete with each other. We complement each other. There is nothing that I feel threatened from Swiss business or Swiss industry with. And I promise you, there's nothing that India will offer you that will in any way hurt any of your businesses. In fact, on the contrary, I suspect we can add huge value to the future of the members of Swissmen, to the business community across Switzerland. Now imagine you try to make a precision component of an aircraft or an automobile or a spacecraft with your costs in Switzerland and at the scale at which those costs will find you a market, and compare that to something you do in India, where you will get talented young men and women. Incidentally, we produce the highest number of STEM graduates anywhere in the world. India produces the highest number of STEM graduates every year. 43% of them are women. That talent, that skill, available at a decent value, coupled with the scale of opportunity. After all, 1.4 billion people consume a hell of a lot. And that scale, the skill, and the speed with which India is growing makes a very heady cocktail. And friends, when you become more competitive, when your products are more affordable, the world opens up for you. Whether it's Southeast Asia, whether it's Central Europe, whether it's Africa, Latin America, newer markets for you. When you produce in India and sell in Europe, sell in other developed nations, you can beat your competition. And therefore, this is an opportune moment to rededicate ourselves to growth, to bigger numbers, to look at a much bigger vision for your businesses. I particularly invite the SME sector of Switzerland, a sector which, largely family-owned, is in a cozy comfort zone. Pardon me for saying that. Many of you may never have visited India. And I think, Ambassador, we should seriously look at a tourism corridor between Switzerland and India too. I invite you as tourists, I invite you as business persons. Come and see how the country is changing. Many of you may have visited India as backpackers 20 or 30 years ago. I think Martin told me he last went there 5 years ago. 5 weeks ago, okay. But it's a great journey to see how the country has evolved in the last decade. It'll give you a confidence of the future that we aspire for. After all, if one was to look at the numbers, in the last 10 years, India has added about 80 new airports, growing from 74 commercial airports to 158 now. A new one is coming up in partnership with Zurich Airport. India's port capacity has doubled. Our national highways and expressways are today no less than a German Autobahn. We've added 104 new inland waterways. Our power generation capacity has more than doubled. Our solar energy, the clean, renewable energy that we produce, has grown nearly 50 times. In terms of infrastructure and infrastructure-led growth, government itself spends $125 billion every year on infrastructure investments, giving a multiplier impact to the India growth story.